Here are the official Spider-Man Miles Morales details for the PlayStation 5. Folks, it was a good time to be a PlayStation fan last week because not only did everyone get a first look at the PlayStation 5 and the following memes, but they also got to see some of the hottest, newest upcoming titles coming to that console, like Grand Theft Auto 5. Joking aside, there was quite a lot to be excited about because there was one game that had fans leaping out of their seats in shock. I'm talking about the surprise teaser for Spider-Man Miles Morales, Insomniac's apparent follow-up to 2018's Spider-Man for the PlayStation 4. And while this trailer was chock full of classic Miles moves and powers, it left fans with so many unanswered questions like, who's going to be the villain? Where's Peter Parker? How much of his powers can Miles use? Now, if you've played Marvel's Spider-Man for the PlayStation 4, you may remember that Miles was a pretty significant character within that game. Though the game mainly focused on Peter Parker, you also played as characters like Mary Jane Watson and Miles Morales to perform stealth missions on the side. And spoiler alert for those of you who haven't played Spider-Man to the end, it's revealed at the end of the game that Miles was also bitten by a certain radioactive spider, which of course he tells Peter all about. And that brings us to now. So what's next? Luckily, Insomniac Games took to the PlayStation blog to answer many of our burning questions, and we're going to break it all down right now. So first of all, what is this game? Is it an expansion? Is it DLC? A full-fledged standalone title? Well, after some confusing reports last week about its size, Insomniac's creative director Brian Horton jumped right out in front of that question. We know a lot of you want to know how big this game is. Our team at Insomniac has been working incredibly hard to bring you a fantastic Miles Morales adventure since we concluded development on Marvel's Spider-Man. You'll experience a full story arc with Miles, one that's more akin to a game like Uncharted: The Lost Legacy in terms of overall scope. So basically it sounds like it'll be bigger than an expansion, but smaller than a full-on sequel. But hey, we'll take any chance we can get to jump into our spider-themed spandex and swing across the city because those traversal mechanics are so damn good. Honestly, best game controls in years. Now, as for the plot and where this game will fall within the Spider-Man video game timeline, well, according to Horton, we knew that Miles' origin story as a Spider-Man was something that needed its own game. Miles' multicultural background reflects a more modern, diverse world, and we wanted to give players a new story with new set pieces, fresh villains, and unique quests across Marvel's New York City. Now, Horton continued, it's now winter time about a year after the events of the first game. Marvel's New York is covered in snow, and just before Christmas break, a war between an energy corporation and a high-tech criminal army has broken out. Miles' new home in Harlem is at the heart of the battle. Honestly, based on the way 2020 is going so far, I could see that storyline playing out in real life this year. Anyway, another question many fans had is whether this is just a reskin of the Peter Parker Spider-Man, and thankfully it isn't. While the two may share the name of Spider-Man, they're extremely different characters with a wide array of powers, backstory, and training. And we'll see some of these differing powers on display in the trailer like bioelectricity and invisibility. But what might be most important is how Miles handles as a player character compared to Peter Parker. In a trailer recap, senior animator James Ham explained it like this. We wanted to make sure that his traversal was unique, his combat was unique, and we also wanted to make sure that Miles is his own Spider-Man. Adding, he isn't as confident, but he's learning from Peter. He's trained with Peter, he doesn't move the same way, so when he's swinging, he's a little more flaily. I like that. Now you may be wondering where Peter Parker will be during all of this. Well, Horton addressed those concerns as well. Many of you fans have wondered if Peter Parker is okay. Don't worry, we still have much of Peter's story left to tell, but this game is all about Miles, a critical part of our Spider-Man universe, and you won't want to miss what happens. So, Spider-Man 2 confirmed as well? Seriously though, especially in the wake of the Oscar-winning Spider-Man Into the Spider-Verse, now more than ever is a time for a character like Miles Morales to get his own AAA video game experience, and that holiday 2020 release date cannot get here fast enough. But in the meantime, we'll just have to keep ourselves sated by reading the quite excellent Adventures of Spider-Man on the printed page. And seriously, if you haven't bought a Spidey comic in a while, well, now's the time. But tell me, what do you folks think? How excited are you to jump back into the shoes of Miles Morales, but this time with spider powers? What other Marvel characters do you want to see pop up in this game? And what other titles are you most excited to play on the PlayStation 5? Let's discuss. Thank you so much for watching. If you enjoyed this video, please consider liking and subscribing to our channel, and if you want to get notified every time we go live with a new show or drop a new video, hit that little bell down below, and you'll be up to date on all the latest theories, news, and rumors in the pop culture world. And on a more serious note, if you'd like to learn more about how to educate yourself about anti-racism and get involved in the ongoing fight against systemic racism, you can head to Nerdist.com, where we have an ever-expanding array of articles and information on those subjects. In the meantime, stay safe, be healthy, and we'll see you next time. Bye-bye.